War rages on in Ukraine. The Syrian conflict has all but disappeared from the headlines. But the EU and the UN are co-chairing a donors conference in Brussels to raise funds for the country's future. Well, let's talk more about that now to Juliette Touma. She's a regional chief of communications at the UN's children's charity UNICEF, and she joins us from Amman. Well, thanks for taking time to speak to us here on the programme. First of all, can you give us a picture of what the situation is like on the ground in Syria right now?
Quite bleak indeed. In fact, it has been the worst for Syria's children, even though it's been more than a decade since the crisis began. We have recorded at UNICEF the highest number of children in need inside Syria, and that situation is a situation that got much worse, with unemployment going up, with poverty rates going up, with dwindling funds for humanitarian assistance, but also with skyrocketing prices for basic goods and supplies, also because of the crisis in the Ukraine.
Let's talk about those skyrocketing prices, because everyone now is aware of that cost of living crunch. It's dominating the headlines across Europe as much as the world. How easy is it for people to even get access to everyday goods?
Families tell UNICEF that they are struggling to bring food to the table. It's that bad. We are seeing levels of malnutrition among children going up. Prices of basic commodities like oil, like wheat, have increased, sometimes doubled, sometimes tripled. We haven't seen these increases in prices since the peak of the war in 2013. So families are really struggling to bring food to the table.
The UN estimates around 70% of Syria's population is struggling to meet those basic survival needs. How much money are you looking to raise over this conference? It's the second day today.
So the conference really kicked off this morning, the pledging part of the conference, and we have asked for $672 million for UNICEF to be able to continue to deliver assistance to children inside Syria, but also in the neighboring countries hosting millions and millions of Syrian refugees. And so far, we've only received just half of what we asked for, and the needs are quite dire, not just for the children, but also for UNICEF from a financial perspective. We do have a concern, and we follow very closely the impact of the crisis in the Ukraine and also other crises that are equally important that are happening around the world and here in the region. We're concerned that because of these huge needs across the board, humanitarian needs due to these multiple crises all happening at the same time, and COVID-19, we're worried that there won't be any funds left for the children of Syria or for